Hey everyone, Frank from FrankHopkinsJr.com. As we go through the several parts of this series of what do you do when you've been unexpectedly fired, to me the one that's still raw today, and this is several years ago that I experienced this, is the emotions that you're going to deal with. So right away, there's a combination of emotions that are going to flood through you. So in my case, I had part of the team was coming to my house that evening, the day that this happened, where we were going to celebrate the holidays together. And so when I got the call that I had to come to a meeting, I'm like, what do you mean a meeting? What are you talking about? Well, there's a meeting and you have to come to it. And I'm like, well, I've got a team coming over tonight to celebrate the holidays. How can I come to a meeting? And no, you got to come to a meeting and you should cancel the holiday celebration. And so obviously I'm realizing, I'm not stupid, right? Obviously I'm realizing that if you're telling me to cancel a meeting, then something bad is about to happen, right? Because they wouldn't tell me what the meeting was for. So I knew something was ready to go down that was ugly or potentially ugly. So I'm asking, tell me why, tell me what's up, tell me why they wouldn't do it. And so all of a sudden, when I've given, my heart and soul to an organization, all of a sudden there's a secret deal, and we're not going to tell you, and we're going to leave you in doubt for the next 3 hours, and we're asking you to cancel a celebration that you have with part of the team. And so for employers watching this, really, there's a better way to deal with people in these situations than this. And so it's really important that you treat people respectfully, even if you have to separate ways, because all of these play into the emotions that a person goes through. So when you're first told that especially when you're completely by surprise. Now look, if your company has been telling you, hey, this isn't working out, hey, it's not working out, hey, it's not working out, and then you can kind of expect it, right? Then you're like, okay, you're adjusting, you're getting ready emotionally, like, okay, we're gonna separate ways. But when you think you've been doing a great job, and the feedback and the performance reviews and everything that you've received up to that time has said, man, all systems are go and it's good, and then you get told, boom, it's over, you're done, we're firing you. It feels like several things. It feels like betrayal, because people didn't tell you there was issues. It's personal, right? So it's firing you, so we don't value you anymore, and we don't want you in this role, and so it's very personal. And then you go to the place of, oh my goodness, what do I tell my family? How do I pay my bills? Where's my future? What am I going to do for employment? And so all of those emotions come to you. It's from anger, right, to questioning why, what happened, what did I miss, where was I in all of this, to how do I tell my family, what does that mean for them? And so you're dealing with this flood of emotions. And then a really big part of it was I didn't even get to see the team that I was leading again, and so we never even got a chance to connect, and I ended up being able to meet with some of them later, but even the opportunity to tell the team. And here, this was one of the worst things of all. And I get this, I really do. Employers, I really get this. When you tell somebody who's worked on your team and who's really given themselves for you, that we're gonna have security escort you out, if you've stolen, you've been a person that's on your team that's stolen from the company or has done something harmful, whatever, okay, I get the whole security escort you out. But when you have team members who have contributed, who have given, who have done nothing wrong, that they should be treated like a criminal on the way out, and you say to them, we'll have security escort you out. And how pathetic is that? That's really treating a person like stepping on their face on the way out, and it's totally unnecessary. And so all of those things, because we deal with this in process in a different way, and you're like, what about my insurance? What about my benefits? Do I need to speak to a lawyer? These are all emotions. And here's what I would say. Get this really important part. Be very careful what you say and do on the way out, because you may want to stay in the industry, and whatever happens there, and as you leave, if you start trashing the place, if you start talking bad about people, if you put things out on social media, etc., then it may be difficult to work again in the industry for another company or any industry. So as much as our emotions are taking over, right, and we feel betrayal, we feel loss, we feel insecurity, we feel depression, all those things that we feel, it's really important that we think before we act, and that we think through, what are my next steps? What's best for myself and my family? How do I navigate this? Yes, I may be angry, but anger most likely won't help us through this important time. Who do I need to speak to? Do I need to get legal counsel? But whatever approach I take, the emotions are raging inside. I totally get it. But I have to be careful of the next step that I take, so that I don't damage myself further from an employment perspective going forward. And I need to think through, what are my next steps financially? What are my next steps with my career? What about my family? I need to think through all those. And so it's just taking a deep breath and not being spontaneous, which I tend to be, and understanding, where do I need to go next? And I need to be strategic, and I need to put my emotions, yes, deal with them, process them, but put them to the side so that I can also think through where I need to go next.